Everyone. So let's take a moment to kind of walk through the SkySlope system and how that works for having your documents signed and submitting those to eXp for compliance. So on my screen, you will see SkySlope. And what I want to show you is that SkySlope is actually made of multiple platforms that work kind of all in one. So if you're familiar with something like Dotloop, everything that happened in Dotloop was kind of seamlessly behind the scenes. The way that this platform works is it's kind of 3-in-1. So there are 3 different things. There is SkySlope, which I'm going to actually call transactions for the sake of this video so that you can understand the difference. There are forms, and there is DigiSign. Okay, so with every transaction, every contract file client that you start, you're always going to start in forms. Forms is always step 1. And a lot of times this is where people get lost, just because you try to go into one of the others and it's just not ready yet. So always start with forms. So let's log in there. Okay, so when you log into forms, if you haven't used it yet, you won't have anything here, but this is just me starting. So the number one thing that you want to do is to the top, you should have a create button. So let's talk about doing either a buyer or a listing contract, either one. But let's use buyer as an example, and I'm going to use myself for this example. So who I'm representing is a buyer. I'll put my name here, I'll fill in my information, and if you had a second buyer, you would add them there. Let's go ahead and put an address in here. And then you can name your file however you want. Personally, I do my last name and then I do the address. It just helps me keep things straight. And then I actually also add the city. Okay. And if you had taken some time, you can actually build templates if you want to. We can walk through that in another video. So I'm going to skip all of this, but it does make things faster because you don't have to start things over again. But I'm just going to go to create for the sake of this training video. Okay, so now you can see all the forms here in front of me. You can filter this so that you see all the eXp specific forms. I'm not sure, they're Indiana eXp as a brokerage or IAR, which is typically what I'm using. So let's do a buyer broker agreement. We just got a new appointment or an appointment with a new buyer, and let's just start from step 1. Okay, so your buyer, where's it at? There it is. All right, so buyer agency contract. I'm going to go to next. And that's going to add the form into the file that you just created for them. So this is kind of your filing cabinet, if you will, of unsigned forms or where you go to get forms started. So we're going to go ahead and click here on the document, and I'm going to go to fill and send. Here, I'm going to fill this out. So we're going to do a contract today. You can see that this stuff is auto-populated. That's because I've already got those filled into a template. We'll have it expire at the end of the month. Here, you're going to just put however you do this, single family home, which I normally put more than that, but you're going to put whatever commission is your commission, however many days you like to put here, and you're going to fill this all out. Okay, so for the sake of this example, that's all I'm going to fill out right now, just so that we can get started. So once you've filled all in the font or the open fields on this, you're going to go ahead and go to prepare signature. You can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to do buyer agreement. And myself as the agent, myself as the buyer. So only myself as the buyer needs to sign this. This is going to open a new window, which actually, as you can see at the top, now has automatically converted to DigiSign. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to add, it's already added my signature. And one important thing to know is you do need to manually go in and add our managing broker. Our managing broker is already saved in here for me. It's in.sign@exprealty.net. I always make him the second one to sign. Oops, it's not letting me do that. We'll add him here. And then you can make him sign second, so he's not signing a blank document, and hit save. You can add his signature and the date, and then simply hit send. It's going to bring up this page. You can edit it however you want to for your client and let them know what you're sending, and hit send for signatures. And I'll be right back to what happens next.